In today's show, we have two stories about Tzu Chi winter aid distributions in South America. In a moment, we'll be going to Chile, where local volunteers who only joined Tzu Chi after the February earthquake organized a major distribution in a port city hit by the tsunami. But before that, we head over to the fragrant cities of Asunción and Ciudad del Este, where Tzu Chi volunteers held separate winter aid distributions. In Ciudad del Este, which means City of the East, volunteers brought food supplies to a remote indigenous village. Meanwhile, in the capital of Asunción, local caregivers handed out charity blankets from Taiwan to help keep needy residents warm this winter.
The Tzu Chi song, "We Are One Family," has special significance on this cold winter day. Spanish is translated into the local dialect to ease communication, but everyone feels connected.
There are lots of people in Taiwan the same age as me, grandfathers and grandmothers, who are recycling volunteers, and by their efforts, we have these blankets.
With a bow of reverence and respect, charity blankets from Taiwan are handed over to smiling villagers who know they will be warm this winter. Meanwhile, Tzu Chi volunteers from Ciudad del Este go to a remote indigenous village with bags of food, each weighing 20 kilograms. The volunteers say their next mission will be to deliver farming tools.
From Paraguay to Chile, where, as I'm sure you remember, a massive earthquake measuring 8.8 on the Richter scale rocked the South American country at the end of February this year. Tzu Chi volunteers have been working with the survivors ever since the disaster. This time, they went to the port of San Antonio, nearly 100 kilometers outside the capital of Santiago, to distribute aid supplies to 300 families who were hit by the tsunami that followed the quake. The entire operation was organized by local Tzu Chi volunteers in Chile, who all joined the organization after the earthquake.
Back in San Antonio, an hour's drive from the Chilean capital of Santiago, the volunteers are ready to go. At the end of May, volunteers assessed damage to the port city from the 8.8 tremor and resulting tsunami, and started making plans to deliver aid to the hundreds of victims. In the short space of a month, plans were in place and the supplies were packed into boxes to be handed over to 300 households. Surprisingly, this relief mission, from the planning to the distribution, was organized entirely by local Chilean volunteers, who nevertheless did not forget to tell the recipients about the origins and spirit of Tzu Chi.
After you are able, you can help other people, which makes me very happy.
Among the 49 volunteers, one Christian mother was initially against her daughter becoming a volunteer.
At first, I was very opposed to her. She cried and I cried too. There was nothing I could do as a mother, so I gave in to my daughter and said, "Okay, I'll support you. God also says we should love the world with great love."
From initial opposition to now wearing volunteer vests, these caregivers signed up to Tzu Chi after the February earthquake and are now committed to building the charity in Chile.